Previously on Around the World in 80 Days.
He's officially dead.
If this guy's dead, the murderer could still be here.
So it's suddenly gone from being fighting games to being a little scary.
If you play my game, then you'll walk free. If you win my game, you'll all walk free. The worst crime among us must be confessed. I have someone's fingerprints. I know two certain someones in the front car. All I have to do is to make sure the two meet a pointed end.
Where's Renee Rose? Surely they should be able to help solve this.
So far as I can remember, Renee Rose has no clue what's happening here.
I think she's one of the two people he mentioned. Lucas is supposed to work the front car today.
There's a kitchen right back there, but I wouldn't go past the kitchen. I think the kitchen's safe enough.
We'll go back and get a little treat.
As soon as they stand up, I put a hand over her shoulder, look back to Mungo and Logan, and just be like, nod to them. I think this is the game.
So I was going to use what I've read from Renee Rose and try to get an idea of what might be a clue or otherwise useful here.
I want to help, but if I say anything where he can hear, then I'm done.
If we do not work on this together, none of us will make it out. You need to do your part.
And he's the one who trained me. And the reason why that you don't see his name again is because I killed him.
So you're pretty dangerous. I kissed someone I barely met on a train.
I immediately kiss her.
I'll touch my nose if I think something is true.
Do you think you will let yourself get away with it? Think about the rest of your lives. Think about how much it's worth.
It's a case involving a military officer. How ruthless this officer was. And the only way the detective was able to solve it was to be able to get the other soldiers on their side.
You seem very familiar. Did we serve together?
You haven't aged a bit. My daughter wanted to cavort with someone who was...
Something happened? Did you do something?
I ended the relationship.
How did you do this? So far, this is sounding very familiar to
Sophia.
someone else's story.
I tried to have him killed, and it was almost successful. But, well, he got the message.
Who did you hire to kill him?
Someone named the Sparrow? The locking mechanism clicks, and the door is able to be opened.
All of you, and I mean all of you, must go to the next car. At least while you're still breathing. I have eyes and ears everywhere.
Hey y'all, welcome. Oh my goodness, we're gonna be rocking and rolling with another episode of Around the World in 80 Days. Murder on the Disoriented Express. I am so jazzed, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped. But before we get underway, well, let's get introduced to our wonderful cast. So I'll start things off with Henry, with Liam on deck, but who you are, your pronouns, anything you have to promote, and then your character name and pronouns, and maybe just a quick little blurb about them. So Henry, why don't you take it away?
All right. Well, hi, I'm Henry, he, him pronouns, and as per usual, I got nothing to promote, just very happy to be here. And I'll be playing Vinny Vulpes, the well-to-do, and they, them pronouns. Vinny Vulpes is a, consultant, aka fixer, whatever you want to use. But yeah, this is a problem that Vinny is still trying to figure out, like what the heck's going on.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Henry. Let's go over to Liam with Kaylee on deck.
Hey y'all, Liam here again. Today I am playing Logan, a member of the staff. That is really in path of becoming more than that. I think it's been a while since he's served a single drink or helped tidy any one living room. But yes, so today I am playing Logan, a member of the Help, just trying to make it to the next car, I guess. And you can find me, Liam, on my own Twitch channel, which is A Geek of One's Own, which is where I'm currently playing a solo TTRPG, which has been like heaps of fun. And yes, that's me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Liam. We will kick it over to Kaylee with myself on deck.
Hi, my name is Kaylee, pronouns she, they. You can find me over at mastermindadventures.com, where I work as an adventure specialist, helping people find premium role-playing games run by professional game masters. Tonight I am playing Mungo Fitzgibbons, who he's the aristocrat, currently in fanboy mode over getting to solve his own murder mystery after reading so many, but also a little bit alarmed by how real some of it has gotten, I think.
I dig it. Well, thank you so much, Kaylee. And now we're down to me. I am Matt. You can find me here and everywhere as Improv and RPG. And I'm just super pumped. We got a little bit of a recap of what happened last time, but before we get underway, I also want to give a big thanks to Junebug Joe for the incredible art. You'll see the art next to each of our players, as well as rotating through the slideshow. She's an incredible artist. Y'all should definitely check her out and commission her. And also, of course, big thanks to Fleur and Chelsea of the Wanderer's Tome for this incredible game. It has been such a blast. I feel like this journey has been so much fun. And I mean, we couldn't have had it without them. So big thanks to them. And y'all in the audience, thank y'all so much for being here. I see you, Hungriest Clone, dropping a little lurky lurk. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But we are super jazzed, super pumped. And right now, well, y'all had, of course, just solved the issue with the general. You were able to secure that confession. And with the door unlocked, the tape recorder successfully capturing said confession, well, what y'all want to do?
Sounds like we have to move to the next car. I mean,
yeah.
And he does mean everyone, so I guess we even get to bring your new girlfriend on.
Like, listen, this is just like Just because it's one kiss, it doesn't mean that we are immediately like in a relationship, okay?
And
also,
Vinny Vulpes, breaking hearts.
yeah,
Classic.
classic, yes. But anyway, she has to stay here with the general, otherwise she'll probably be tried for I don't know, what was it? Interdisciplinary action? No, I forgot what it is. Oh, she might be court-martialed actually. Yeah.
I mean, the Sparrow did say everyone needs to move to the next car.
I don't know if it involves them, but
I don't know. I guess we can leave them behind and see if they die. if they die, I suppose it means that they should have come.
Sure,
with us.
let's test it out.
Oops.
Fair point.
I guess you don't have to worry about calling her back.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So, Mungo and Logan and Vinny heading into the next car.
Yeah, I would say so.
Great. Well, as you open the door, you would immediately note that the next car is empty, but the sound of the music is becoming clearer and clearer. It seems like it's coming from a little bit ways beyond, maybe the car beyond this one. Right now, you just see quite a few pedestrian-looking seats to the left, to the right. And up ahead, just the same sort of door that's closed. Your companions at the moment, the soldier, the wanted, the renegade, Sophia, Reynold, they're all coming along, following along, and a little bit nervous. Now, once all of you have filed in, as the door closes behind the last one of you, you would hear that door lock. And then you have, you hear that familiar voice again over the intercom.
So, you got it out of that fool. Good. He deserves it. Out with the old now. I have something new. Connections borrowed, making people blue. You have connections, don't you? They weigh us down, but we can't help but bring them along, right? Like baggage. Well, now's the time to sort out, throw out the dirty laundry. So, at this moment, I'd like each of you to pick someone to accompany you to the next car. That'll be your date to this little shindig. The next train car is a party of sorts. Merriment, dancing, disgusting, but suitable, I'm sure you'll find. Now, I will say this. I will lighten up a little bit the rules on your friends. The soldier, the wanted, the renegade, the heiress may assist on one condition. They can only speak in yes or no. Vinny, Logan, Mungo. Good luck. Oh, and don't think I forgot about you, Reynold. Even though most people do. Even though you're not worth the words. You can speak as many words as you want. You'll all find out what worthless baggage he is. Now, I hope you have your paper ready. and a pen handy. Because here is the rhyme you'll have to take in to the next car. Each one of them has a clue. You have to decide what's true. In lovers' quarrels, I need a name. Leave behind the one you blame. Now, before you enter the next car, there's a little box by the door. I'll need each of you to put on a mask. They're all the same. Don't worry about individuality here. And good luck.
The intercom will click off. And you do see, of course, a little box. So.
This guy, this dude is really getting on my nerves. not in the way that he's saying it, but he's saying a lot of things that people have said about me in the past.
Things you've said about us.
What's that supposed to mean?
This might be a long shot, but remember at the start that he specifically targeted me, like he knew me of someone who wants to help, but I never heard of him. And is it okay if I make, I don't know, like some sort of knowledge check? Because I feel like he's related to my master in some way.
Sure.
Yeah.
You choose the trait, and we'll see.
Okay, I mean, it'd probably be wit and sharp because I'm racking my brain, just trying to figure this out, I guess.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
Okay, 2 4s. All of them are 4s.
Oh no!
So close.
No,
That is
no.
terrifying.
Yeah, all 4s. So okay, my main reasoning is that it seems like this dude is also a consultant in some way, but not really so much of the, doing things for the betterment of people, but the opposite of what I do, the antithesis of me. And there are only maybe a few other people that my master who taught me, but I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. He disappeared off the face of the earth, so I don't know. It could be a long shot, but anyway, gotta focus on the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone unfamiliar in Chinese culture, 4 is a bad omen. The fact that you rolled all 4s is incredible because it sounds like death.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, I was just getting that actually.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Anyway.
Mungo lowers his voice and says, "So the reason that I said that the general story sounded familiar is that was my character's backstory. So I don't know, is there anything with the characters that you played? It seems like I know what you mean about being irritated by this fellow. It's like he's treating this all like some sort of game."
Very sick one, that is. Like he solved a problem, but what is the point of making this into a game? Like what is his end game? While also promoting his own deeds? I mean, I never heard of the Sparrow before. The Lime Leopard, sure, but him.
Unless, they're disguising their true identity and You do know them.
Maybe. I don't know.
Right. Well, let's focus on.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, let's focus on what he did say.
Sure. Yeah.
So we have to pick someone to accompany us to this next car, and
yes. So it was the soldier, heiress, wanted, and the renegade. And Reynolds just there. So I guess Reynolds could also choose a date, but he could speak as much as he likes.
Yes.
Is there anything else in this room? So besides, there's the box you said, and then there's all of the other people
There's just
who were
the
named.
empty
Yeah.
chairs,
Okay.
there's the people, there's the box. It just looks like an empty train car, except for that box.
Yeah. All right. And the task at hand is in Lover's Quarrel, leave. They need a name and leave the one you blame. All right. Well, I guess we'll figure out in the next room exactly what we're doing. So, who do you guys choose to accompany you to the date?
Oh goodness, I mean, I was never good at this sort of thing in my past life anyway. Asking,
Or I mean, it could be a platonic thing. It doesn't mean like an actual date. I mean,
well, I mean, my heart is still promised to another.
oh yeah, of course. Yeah, if it makes you come, you could choose the wanted. I'm sure the wanted is a nice fellow.
I mean, I was going to look around and look directly at the wanted, and just be like, because we already agreed on that kind of code for.
True.
Would you like the wanted to be your date?
I mean, yeah, I think I'll just kind of tap my nose, and then again, I'll just kind of walk up to him and I'll kind of give him a shove and kind of nudge him and be like, let's go.
I will tell you this. When you give him a shove, it's like, I mean, of course he's a pretty big guy, but when you give him a shove, there's a bit of resistance. Not unlike if you were trying to move a scared dog forward that doesn't want to go forward, but he will look back to you, and you can kind of see like a look of fear and apprehension in his eyes before he nods, takes a deep breath, and starts to move forward. So we have our first pairing, Logan and the Wanted, and oh my gosh, Bunny, thank you so much for the sub for 13 months in a row. You're incredible. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So, Vinny, Mungo.
I would like to take. I would say Sophia then, the heiress.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Like, when you walk up to Sophia, you would already see the renegade kind of trying to chat her up a little bit. And he's just like, I mean, I think that our chemistry is clear. I'm sure we would be the belle and beau of the ball if we made it to the next car. Oh. As you walk up. I'm pumped.
I just sort of face palm. Just be like, really? Are you... actually, you did say you want to get to know me, right? I want to get to know you too. How about that?
Oh, I see a new challenger has joined the fray. I guess you two will have to fight over me. And as he turns around, Sophia's already walked away from him.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh dear. Seems like I've won, and I just, I don't even like link arms. I just walk beside him, just very passively.
Fantastic. Vinny with the Renegade.
Could I get Oh, I was just about to say, could I get a rundown of who's left? Because I want to remember everyone's deal. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you have Sophia, the heiress.
Mm-hmm.
You have the soldier. You have Reynold.
Mungo will walk up to Reynold and say, listen, the things that were said about you, that was very mean. I don't believe that's true.
Really?
Yes, I mean, I understand what it's like to, feel as though you have sort of weight of expectations on you, and it's not really fair. What it's worth, I think you've been doing well so far.
Well,
it's not easy.
I appreciate that.
Would you care to accompany me to the next car?
I would be delighted to.
Very well then.
Mungo with Reynold, and that will leave the heiress with the soldier.
Sorry. As if you'll allow me to kind of backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
So you described the wanted kind of, when I kind of shove him, he kind of recoils a bit and kind of obviously not keen to go in. And I want to try to make eye contact with him, and just kind of rub my forehead like this and just tell him, come on, you're on the right track. Try again. And just shove him again to try to, in that moment, set another means of communication, because he can say yes, no, but hopefully if he can get that message, he can also tell me that I'm on the right track on whatever question I might be able to ask him. I'm happy to roll for it, because obviously that might not be a outwardly obvious way to communicate, but because we've already kind of agreed on signals, I'm hoping he might be able to.
I'm happy to give you this one, just because you did use a scene cue last time to get him on your side.
True.
And so I'm more than okay with you having an extra on the right track gesture.
Nice.
Whoa.
Many thanks.
Yeah.
Of course.
Logan here, like playing 4D chess right now.
Right? Perfect. So, well, when you go up to the box, again, all the masks are the exact same. They're all emotionless, expressionless, black masks that cover up your entire face, save for your eyes, and there are a couple holes for your nostrils so that breathing won't be too inhibited here. Now, I'll tell you that the door to the next car, you would note that there are curtains blocking the windows. Fairly heavy curtains. You can't see what lies beyond, but you do hear, as you're getting closer and closer, the music gets louder and louder, though still muffled by the door and the curtains in between. So, who's taking the lead?
Happy to do it.
Okay, great. So, Logan, with the wanted. And now, as you open that door, that brings us over to, well, a pretty special car. In this case, you would note that you hear this jaunty tune playing throughout this car. There are 6 people dancing. Here, there aren't chairs except for at the front and the back. It seems like this whole car has been kind of cleared out as a dancing and socializing space. Now, each of these 6 people dancing, making merry, they're wearing the same kind of masks. And I'm actually going to one second. I'm gonna show y'all what that mask looks like real quick. There it goes into our Discord. And I will pop that onto the stream real quick. I'm sorry, my hotkey screwed up. So it's going to cover everything for just a moment.
Whoa.
But it is a black mask that completely covers up any sort of expression, but allows for conversation, breathing, and I mean, I guess whatever you can say with your eyes, that will suffice too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, well, I'll also tell you, because it's pretty clear, there aren't many chairs. It's like amidst the people dancing. At the next door, there's no tape recorder. There's a pair of handcuffs. One side connected to a bar, the other side hanging down, open, ready to be cuffed onto someone. So, dancing, making merry. Logan, you and the wanted stride in first. And the wanted is moving very stiffly, with none of the confidence that he had had before. What would you like to do first?
Are you muted? Can't hear you.
I am muted. Thank you very much.
There you go. I was like,
Yes, so I was saying I'm going to look at the 6 people that are currently in here and try to gauge them. Obviously, you said they're just enjoying themselves, right? Just
right. Yes.
So when we come in, do they kind of keep going, or do they stop and look at us? Are they surprised we're here, or does it seem just like, oh, here you are finally, sort of thing?
So, they were all like dancing together. I'd say generally in pairs. Now, as y'all come in, a couple of them do notice you, and then it's like you would hear just whispers, and as they whisper, everyone else looks at you, and they all just kind of gesture for you to come join.
Yeah, I'll just kind of nudge the wanted along with me, and I'll point towards the handcuffs, and I'll say, looks like this is where we leave behind the one to blame. And I make eye contact with him. I'm like, Is that going to be you? Remember, you can only say yes or no.
And he
Logan's got
scratches
full
the back
Batman.
of his neck. And then he does, like, put a hand on his brow. But with the mask on, you can't quite read his expression.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Let's go.
Great. So are you gonna go with him into the dance group and start dancing?
I don't know about dancing, but definitely kind of go and mingle and just kind of nod at people and like say hi, how you doing, and that sort of stuff.
Great. I will tell you, as you're getting closer, you'd catch like there are two gentlemen that are dancing very quickly together. They're doing this sort of like hand in hand, and then the other hand on each other's, one on the hip, one on the shoulder, and they're moving to the left, to the right very quickly. You'd also note that there is a there's a pair. One is a more feminine looking figure and one more masculine. But this other one has, I would say maybe the musculature and the mass, but long black hair. Whereas the more feminine looking figure has curly brown hair and wearing a white dress. Finally, there is a pair of feminine looking figures who, one of which has a deep red dress on, and the other one has what is more like I mean, just like a office attire, like a pinstripe suit jacket, pants. Those are the 6 people. Do you have a target in mind? Hope I think you're muted.
Son of a gun. Sorry, there's a bit of noise like upstairs is like making banging noises and stuff, so I try to keep myself muted.
I dig it.
But yeah, no. So I don't think I interact with any of them on any kind of more serious level. I just kind of go in, I smile, I nod, I say, "Oh, how you doing?" And I don't want to interrupt any sort of dancing, but I think it's just going to be observing and yeah, just mingling, just general party mingling without getting involved with anyone and making sure the wanted stays next to me.
Okay. So one of them, one in the pair of masculine figures who are dancing quickly, like breaks off and says, "You're the guests of honor. Welcome."
Welcome to what?
To the party car, of course.
Oh, yes. What are we celebrating?
Life.
That seems fair. I'll drink to that. Is there anything to drink?
Oh, not in this car.
No. Oh, that's a shame. What's a party without a good drink? Anyways. And sorry, didn't catch. What was your name?
Diego.
Diego. Nice to meet you, Diego. I'm Logan.
Nice to meet you, Logan. And he will extend a hand to go for a hearty handshake.
Hearty handshake back.
Excellent, and you feel a very, very firm, tight grasp. And it's like you can see, even though the mask is covering up the facial features, it's like you can kind of see it shifting a little bit and see in his eyes just warmth, as though he's smiling.
And yeah, I'll just kind of go, like I'll nudge towards the handcuffs, like, and I'll just say, not many parties I've been to have handcuffs on the wall. This should be interesting.
You got to go to more parties, man. And I'll come back to you in a second, Logan. I'd like to jump over to Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny, so far, I would say like I can't imagine, I mean, maybe Logan. I don't know if your side was quiet, but Diego's definitely not quiet. So Diego's very loud as he's talking to you. To make sure that it's heard over the music, and he's not secretive at all. So Vinny and Mungo would both have heard at least Diego's side. But Vinny, what would you like to do?
So I would say I would like to observe the renegades just behavior, because the good thing about being with him is the fact that he will just shut up, because you can only say yes and no, so no more flirtatious advances from him and from anyone and to anyone else. So it's my way of controlling him to make sure that he's a good boy. But
great.
But how is he behaving? I mean, because he was very nonchalant to just be like, yeah, we're about to die, but sure, I might as well just have my ways with someone. But yeah, so how is he now, if I could get a read on him?
So he's starting to sway with the music and moving his hips a little bit. As a matter of fact, he kind of starts to it's like he'll turn facing you, but back slowly towards the group, and kind of try to do like the little lasso thing to try to pull you out.
I just can't imagine just like John Travolta style, just turning around. But I am just like, I think what happens with Vinny is that Vinny just does like the little the deadpan Wednesday face, and just just no emotions coming throughout, a poker face, but just going along with it. Just. And that's it. Just Vinny's not having it, but it's like, sure, okay. I'll humor this dude. And I think as I'm just being lassoed, I think I just go so you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yes.
Even though that potentially one of us may die.
Yes.
All right. I got an indication of your character, so I don't think there's any more to say. just keep on moving into the cart. Just cool. That's his character. All right.
Great. And I'd say that as you're dancing, his style of dance is a bit more aggressive. But he does seem to be leading you in a direction. And it seems like he's trying to lead you towards the two feminine figures.
Of course.
One with the deep red dress and the other with the black pinstripe suit.
Of course. Why am I not surprised? But cool. All right. Then if he wants to lead there, I mean, I think it'll be fun to see how he answers with just only yes or no. I might have fun with this. But sure.
Great.
I will humor him.
The feminine figure with the black pinstripe suit will say, "Hello."
I think I'm just like I don't know if the renegade will be there first because I believe I'm still being lassoed, or I don't know if he does that the whole entire way. So I'm just like,
it's like alternating between lasso and then just like, really grooving.
yeah, this is just like, and yeah, Vinny's just deadpanning, just. Yep.
The deadpan dance.
Yeah. So I don't know if the renegade will say something first before Vinny does. So.
Well, the renegade, if you don't say anything yet, the renegade is just gonna put like a finger up to his lips, and just kind of like turn in a way where he's dancing with you as well as this person.
Well, I mean, at least he's not being flirty, so I guess that's a good thing. And I think I just immediately walk up to the two girls. I'm just like, yeah, hi. Sorry about my friend here. We sort of made a little bet, and well, I said to him that he could only answer in yeses and nos. Honestly, I think it's a good side of him. I think it's a good thing for him because he does talk a lot, and I mean a lot.
And he says, "No."
Oh, but it's fun, isn't it? You know you love it. Anyway, how are you two doing? I overheard from that rambunctious fellow at the center, talking to my other friend, that this is a celebration of life, is it not?
Yes. Well, we're trying our best to cheer my friend up.
Oh, what's the matter?
And like as the feminine figure with the pinstripe suit has broken off to speak with you and the renegade. I mean, I guess not necessarily speaking with him. The woman in the deep red dress kind of broke off to dance with the other couple.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman in the pinstripe suit kind of does like a little nod towards deep red dress and says, it's hard to get over a broken heart, so we're doing our best.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it both of your hearts that has been broken, or? Sorry if it's not in my place to add. I'm just curious. Yeah, it's none of my business. Just but.
Why don't you roll a little bravado and persuasion for me?
Cool. All right. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. 2 6s. So.
2 6s.
Yay!
Okay.
Way better than 3 4s. That's for sure.
I will come back to you in one moment with the result. Mungo, what would you like to do?
I will turn to Renal and say, I suppose I should apologize in advance. I have 2 left feet.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I probably have 2 right feet, so we're probably a perfect match.
There you go. And there's still one group that has not been talked to, right? Because who was from the first group was
right. The 2 gentlemen that were dancing very quickly. There's one of them is speaking with Logan, and and then the two feminine figures. One of them is speaking with Vinny, and now we've kind of got like a trio of the woman in the deep red dress, as well as a masculine and a feminine figure. The masculine figure also having like long black hair.
All right. Yeah, I'll make my way over to them because they have not been talked to yet, and I'll say, good evening.
And the feminine figure in the white dress says, "Good evening," and we'll do a curtsy to you.
Oh, bow.
Great. The gentleman with the long black hair will do kind of like an odd bow, like two arms outstretched to you, 1 foot forward on its heel as he kind of bows down. And the woman in the deep red dress seems almost like a step slow, like she's distracted by something before she, and then curtsies to you as well. But the woman in the white dress will chime in and say, "My name's Emma. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Yes, Mungo, and this is my companion, Reynold.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. And Reynold has kind of like shrunk behind you a little bit. You can kind of feel his breath having quickened on the back of your neck. Or at least like as close to the neck as he can, because he's not quite as tall as Mungo is.
Do you come to these sort of parties often?
Yes, it's my favorite thing. I happened to meet this fine gentleman, Xing, and he's been teaching me all sorts of new dances. Of course, we're all, and she kind of looks in the direction of the woman in the deep red dress before turning back to you and saying, "We're just trying to have some fun."
Yes, that's good to have fun.
Yes, of course. I've heard that you're famous.
Well, I mean, I famous might be a bit of a stretch, but came onto this train for some rest and relaxation before our next destination, and we seem to have found ourselves involved in. Well, I suppose it's fun, but it's a different sort of fun.
Oh, yes. Well, we've been given some instructions, so we hope that our leg of the journey is fun for you.
And what might these instructions be? Do we get to find out about them?
Why don't you roll bravado and persuasion for me, too?
Fair enough. It's 2 4s and a 1. So not good. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use a scene cue.
Snap!
Which is luck on your side. For whatever reason, life just has a way of working out for you. You automatically succeed on a failed roll of your choice. Describe how, despite your failure, you still managed to come out on top. So I think the way this works is how does it still work out for Mungo?
Mungo's natural charm.
I think there is a little bit of like he just has something a little bit
So, he just like a naturally sort of polite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I think it's a sort of lack of like, it is that sort of ability to sort of like fall on his face and then kind of get up again. Like he does have this way of like almost sort of stumbling through life. I think
great.
that kind of works out for him sometimes just by his natural sort of his like lack of malice, I think.
Okay.
So I think like she can, tell that he has, it's sort of like he has no ill intentions just because he's sort of like, giving it all he's got without like, he doesn't have some sort of agenda or anything. He's just kind of like a little bumbling.
Excellent. You're the perfect pair to go with Reynolds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's why, there's some sort of common ground found there. That's why he took pity on Reynolds.
Nice.
Okay, so in this case, it's like you do notice that there's, of course, you don't really see the expressions, but you do see a little bit of like sweetness and pity in her eyes, and she'll kind of like look over at her companion and then kind of lean in and say, I don't think it would hurt anything to tell you. And with that, of course, we've got Logan keeping an eye on things. We've got Vinny, who had just succeeded on a little persuasion. And we've got Mungo, who's bumbling through. This is the great time for us to take a little bit of a break. And we'll come back to see the result of those rolls and the scene cue. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will be back in about 10 minutes. Bye.
See ya.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Improv and RPG channel. We are rocking and rolling on this train. The murder on the Disoriented Express. And oh my goodness, I'm so pumped, y'all. I mean, at the moment, our heroes have entered the party car. And it seems like these dancers here are well aware of what's going on. At the very least, that they've been given instructions and that there is a game of some sort. Though perhaps the severity, maybe that hasn't been expressed. We'll see how this goes. But I have a couple things waiting in the wings right now. I will jump over to Logan. Logan, you have met Diego, someone who has been dancing rather fervently with his companion, and you've been keeping an eye on things. Is there anything in particular that you would like to have kept an eye on?
I think the relationship between people, who seems to be close to who and who seems to be distant from another.
Okay.
Because obviously we're looking for lovers' quarrel. So
right.
Trying to get a vibe of who gets along and who doesn't.
Okay. I do want to ask you, how close are you standing to the wanted right now? Are you dancing, or are you arm in arm, or like leaning on the shoulder, or what?
I feel like, everyone is dancing. And I mean, obviously I don't want to talk for the wanted, but I want to stay pretty close to the wanted, and I don't imagine... I think Logan's training is telling him that even when a party happens, his job is to stand there and not move. just to be at
Okay.
attention, to
Great.
be ready when somebody needs something. So I think he's just kind of standing there and just kind of, he's not used to letting loose when he's clearly around other people that are all
Okay.
dressed up and all of that. So,
Fantastic.
oh my goodness!
You've got a helping hand from Noelle. Thank you so much, Noelle. So
Thank you.
here's what I'll tell you. You're standing at attention. You're fairly close to the wanted. And I'll tell you that you hear him mutter a couple words under his breath. They would be words that are quite quiet, but with your proximity, with your focus, you hear him say, no, no, no. And he kind of backs away a little bit. And you would note that this seems to happen when the woman with the deep red dress peeled away from the woman with the pinstripe suit and moved a little bit closer to where you two are. Not super close, but just a little bit closer.
I think I'll just kind of excuse myself, and I'll be like, "Oh, sorry. Just if you could please give us a minute. My friend here seems unwell, and I will kind of grab the wanted by the arm. I'll kind of lock my arm in his and kind of pull him further away from the woman in red. And which I imagine there won't be much resistance to.
Right. It seems like he is, eager to move away.
And yeah, as we move away, I kind of position myself to where he's got still line of sight to the lady in red, because I feel like that would put him a bit more at ease than not being able to keep track of where she's moving to. And I imagine him to be like a bit taller than me, so I'll just kind of look up at him a little bit, and I will say, I think it's time we had a chat. Does he respond yes or no to that?
He'll say in a voice that it's sort of like when if you're talking to someone who's caught up in something, distracted by something, maybe they're playing a game or they're working, and that he just says yes, but it's like his eyes looking over you are still locked.
You know her, do you not?
Yes.
You've had a lover's quarrel with her?
Yes.
And I think I'm going to do a bit of a snap in front of his face to get his attention. And I'll be like, am I locking you or her in the handcuffs?
So when you snap, it's like his eyes dart down to yours for a second, but it's like it's almost as though his eyes are pulled up. And then when you say, am I locking you or her, when you say her, like the prospect of putting her in handcuffs, you feel as he grasps your collar and lifts you up before he drops you. And he like raises his hands in apology, though he can't say it.
Yeah, I'll just kind of readjust myself. I'll look up to him, which obviously you can't really get facial expressions with these masks on. And I'll just say, well, if not her, then I'm sure we can work together on finding who needs to end up there. Yes?
And you can see just a look of determination on his face as he nods.
And if it needs to be you, will it be you? Or are we sure that it's not you?
Which question do you want him to answer?
So many questions.
So many questions. Only a yes or a no. I mean,
Also the signals, so yeah.
yeah, no, I'm going to say, yeah, no, I'm going to ask the second one, which I believe was, does it need to be you? Like,
And-
essentially, do you know that you're the one that's supposed to go there?
I'll give you two things here. And this will be an extension of the helping hand. You see a deep look of guilt in his eyes, and he says yes.
As in, yes, he knows it's not him that needs to go, or yes, he knows it's him that needs to go.
Yes, he feels like it's him who needs to go.
Right.
And I'll come back to you in a second. Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2 6s
Yes.
in persuading the woman in the pinstripe suit.
Yeah.
And she is going to lean in and say, just Hannah. She's been through a lot.
And Hannah is the lovely lady in the red dress.
Yes.
Oh. What has she been going through lately?
Well. And she's going to move you, like, or kind of like gesture to move a little bit farther away from the woman in the red dress. This does, like, as you're talking, you do note that the renegade seems a little bored of this conversation. Like he's already tuned out once you started questioning her. And he starts moving up to the woman in the red dress.
Okay. I think I'll leave him be.
Okay.
For now. But yeah, I'll still carry on with the conversation. Because I think this is of the utmost importance for now. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. She'll say, it's not every day that you find out that you've been betrayed by a suitor. And then the one to pick up the pieces disappears too.
Huh. That is. So this woman in red is a very okay. So the woman in red, she had someone in mind, but then the one to pick up the pieces disappeared. Who was the one to pick up the pieces then? Was it a relative or like? Just trying to rack my brain around it.
Not a relative. We always thought that he was better for her. His name's Rodrigo.
So there are two suitors then for her. But the one that was better and the one that definitely suited her the most disappeared. And then, so she
Yeah.
got her heart broken twice.
Yeah. We think
Oh,
that Rodrigo might have disappeared because of Robert.
who's Robert? Is it another person that liked Rodrigo?
They seem to get along, but I'll need another bravado and persuasion here.
Sure. Okay. All right. I got a 5. I got a 5.
Okay. She's gonna say, well, they seem to get along, but it always seemed like Robert had some kind of something blocking him whenever he was talking with us and talking with her. But whenever she would describe him, it seemed like he was Prince Charming.
No, I totally understand what you mean. And I do have a friend that actually does somewhat like that, in a sense. And I got into a lot of trouble. Well, okay. So therefore, so what is your relation to Hannah then? Like, are you just a friend or an acquaintance, just trying to cheer her up?
Yeah, I'd say we're friends. We started working together first.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, and she just kind of gestures down to her clothes and then looks over at everyone else. I don't really fit in with everyone else, but anything for Hannah.
No, of course. Yeah, something to get away and be on this train for sure. And both Rodrigo and Robert, well, yeah, so basically they're both not on this train. They're just elsewhere, somewhere beyond, away. So you and Hannah are just away from the drama as much as possible.
Yeah, we just wanted to get away. We wanted to take her mind off of these things.
Interesting. Okay, then. Well, you've been very brave in confiding in me. And I could say that, well, my name is Vinny Vulpes. I am a professional consultant or a fixer of some sort. And it does seem like a bit of a problem that I would like to help fix, if you know what I'm saying. So, Thank you for giving me all the information that I need. And, well, it seems like my other friend has sort of made his way to Hannah. I hope she doesn't mind. But I would go talk to him because he does have a way with the ladies. I want his professional opinion on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to you in just 1 second. Mungo, you wanted to know the instructions. So, the woman in white is going to say, we're allowed to answer your questions truthfully. But, well, if we got angry or anything, we're not allowed to do anything about it. he assured us that it probably wouldn't come up, but for some reason he was insistent. And I know some of us are a little hot-headed. And he kind of leans his head over towards, or she kind of leans her head over towards the one that Logan would know as Diego. But I'd like to think that he would be able to control himself.
Sorry, who set this up for you? Are you talking about the sparrow?
Yeah. When we got free tickets to get on this train, they said we'd be part of a game. So.
Right, very well. Let's see. Trying to think if there's anything else I want out of this interaction. I'll turn to Ronald at this point and I'll say, your professional opinion?
I think that he's smart. So there's got to be a reason why he would set that rule up. There's got to be something that if they found out would cause them to get violent or something. Maybe someone that would make them get violent.
I'll turn back to Emma and I'll say, did you know the people? Do you know the people here? You said you got tickets. Were you familiar with this group before, or is this your first time meeting all of them?
I know them. That's Diego. The one he was dancing with is Leonardo. My good friend here is Xing. That's Hannah, and that's sorry, it's so close. I barely know her. Anna. Gesturing towards the one in the pinstripe.
Oh, you don't know her as well as the others?
I don't know her as well. From what I understand, she works with Hannah, so.
How did you all meet?
How did I meet?
Well, this group.
Oh. Bravado and persuasion for me.
All right. Let's see if I do any better this time. So I don't have to keep relying on scene keys. All right. 3. Okay. There's a 5 and a 6 in there, and a 1, but we won't count that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Nice. 2 successes. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Emma is going to say, I've known Diego and Leonardo for almost all my life. They've been like big brothers to me. I just barely met Xing last year. It seemed he was traveling around in Europe and he needed a guide, and honestly, I've got a little bit of a crush on him. Hannah, I've known since maybe it would be the European equivalent of high school. And I met Anna just maybe a few months ago. It's hard to say. I don't really talk with her very much, So.
And this is what you do? You go to parties together, you travel, sort of a group of, bright young things, such as yourself?
So Diego and Leonardo are the big partiers. I think your friend over there, gesturing towards Logan, was about to find out. But I figured this would be a fun way to really see what Xing was like. They say if you go on a trip with someone, you get to know if you're really compatible or not. And I figured since Diego, Leonardo, and Anna had gotten the idea to take Hannah to get her mind off things, that this would be a great excuse to go on a trip with him, pointing at Xing.
Of course, I see, yes. It's nice that you all get along so well. When sort of friendship groups can be difficult. Sometimes people, have arguments, especially when traveling. That can be quite stressful. But seems like everyone gets along quite well.
Yeah. Thankfully. I'll also tell you in this moment that Reynold, you can kind of hear him do like a little sigh from behind you. It's a sort of sigh of like longing, like he wishes he had that kind of relationship.
Buddy. All right. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Okay, yeah. I'll think a bit more about if you want to switch to someone else.
Yeah. I'll jump back over to Logan.
All right. It's weird because I don't want to go meta and utilize the information that I just heard from the other players.
Yeah.
I know, I was thinking that too, yeah.
Same, yeah.
I did it.
It's like we all got bits and bobs of information that could be really useful to each other.
Right.
But, all right. So I think I'm gonna look at the wanted and I'm going to say I think I need to talk to this woman in red. And I just kind of wait to hear a response from him.
Yes.
I assume you will not be joining me?
No.
Very well. In my profession, I have heard that and learned that listening is a greater skill than talking. So maybe you can listen, walk around, maybe you can find a way to have neither you nor her handcuffed by the end of this.
Yes.
And with that, I'm gonna spin on my heels and go talk to this woman in red.
Great.
I think there's a few of us actually converging on the woman in red.
Yeah, I'm getting the renegade, but who's also talking to the woman in red. So, yeah.
Right. So, in this moment, Logan, well, when you go towards the woman in red, I would tell you that it seems like you see Diego, and I would say that I mean, you probably would have overheard just based on proximity. Leonardo is the name of the man he was dancing with. The two of them seem to like kind of hover close to you, like watchful protectors as you're getting close. And they seem to come like just a little bit closer, the closer you get. As though like if you get too close, that they will probably do something.
I'm curious, and I'm gonna keep going to see what that something is.
Great. Now, I'll also tell you that from the other side, it seems like there's a similar tactic being employed by Xing towards the renegade, but it seems like he doesn't have the same, maybe not the same level of overprotectiveness. And so the renegade has been kind of able to dodge him a little bit. Now, 1 step, 2 step, like you get to maybe about 5 feet away, and Leonardo slides in front of you and says, Whoa. What do you think you're doing?
I thought I would get to know the people that we are having such a wonderful time with. Sorry, you are?
Leonardo.
Leonardo. And I stick my hand out. I'm like, Logan, nice to meet you.
And when he receives your hand, you would feel he grabs a little bit harder than would be courteous, as though he's trying to send a message. And he is quite strong.
I think where people would normally in this situation be like, oh wow, that was weird, and kind of try to move on from it. I think Logan, because Logan is very much the too honest, too blunt, which has cost him his job a few times. So I think he's just going to look, and still very politely, but say, I do not know what your problem is, sir, but there is no need for this sort of aggressiveness. Now,
Okay.
I do believe that there is a game at play, and there is someone, and I kind of point towards the handcuffs, that needs to be put in those as a result of the game. And your level of protection to, and I kind of point towards the woman in red, makes me feel like you do not want her to end up there. So how about we work together to not let that happen?
Bravado and persuasion, baby.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, I say that with all confidence, but I do not remember how many points I have in that. Okay, no, I do okay. I do okay at this. Yeah, I'm a baby.
Yeah, you got this.
We're looking at a single 5.
A single 5.
Still counts.
Still
Okay.
counts.
In that case, he'll say, okay, but I've got my eye on you. And it seems like he'll relent and allow you to move forward, but he's going to stay close.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I'll keep making my way. I guess I won't just walk past him and just be like, whatever, forget you now. I think when he moves to the side, I kind of look at him and I just say, I assume you'll be joining us. And I kind of wave towards him to kind of accompany. Because I don't want to be an ass, but like I realize that he's just being protective. But I just wanted to dot the I's and cross the T's. We're not enemies.
Right.
And so now I kind of changed my demeanor back to, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
And just kind of, inviting him to join. Because
Right.
I've got nothing to hide.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't mention this verbally, but make sure to mark that you do have a reroll that was redeemed earlier by Noel, chosen by Tigri. So
nice.
But I will jump away from you over to Vinny. Vinny, you're moving over to the Renegade to get some intel.
Yeah. I think it's like seeing him that's going on. So I believe I will probably clock exactly what Shing's doing. And I will probably see like across from me what Logan and like Logan's interaction with Leo. That's sort of, I don't know, putting two and two together, be like, okay, seems like these are a couple of friends that probably are like trying to protect her. I mean, yeah, being like in a group or a friend group, or just like protecting like someone who has a broken heart. Yeah, like sort of makes sense. But I don't know if that's true or not. But it seems that way. But I don't know. I don't know if it's like me overanalyzing or metagaming. But I believe I'll still continue the course.
Okay.
To the Renegade as he's walking to the woman in red. So.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You're able to get to him. I would say like Shing, not quite the wall that Diego and Leonardo are. He's still able to slow the Renegade down enough so that the Renegade isn't able to make contact with the lady in red before you get to him.
Yeah. So I think what I do is I just do like a grab him by the shoulders and just do a little massage, and then just like inadvertently just sort of take him somehow in the other direction. That's like like that, but just to get him distracted from my little like touches on his back, and just sort of like maybe a little bit slowly and maybe somewhat diverting his direction away from the woman in red. But slowly, because I still want to go to the woman in red, but I just want to have a little moment with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, you're pretty well practiced in this.
Yeah.
We saw in the previous card. And this is sort of like his weak point in a way too. So with that little massage, you can kind of feel as he like kind of moves with you. And he's got like a little, like you can see in his eyes, just a little bit of like lust.
Yeah. So I think it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I bore you with the conversation I had with the lovely lady over there? Sort of left you on your own, didn't I?
Yes.
And so you had eyes on the woman in red, did you?
No.
No? Are you lying to me?
Yes.
Of course you are. But the woman in red is very pretty. I mean, with the mask, I think that she is, well, quite a contender, don't you think?
Yes.
It's interesting. I want to know exactly your taste. So, you wouldn't... I mean, I was talking to the woman in the pinstripe suit, but you wouldn't go after her, would you?
No.
No. Is your taste in women such as myself?
Yes.
And in the woman in red?
Yes.
What about the white dress? What about her? What do you think?
Yes.
All right then. Well, I had a little chat with the pinstripe dress woman, and oh boy, That woman in the red dress had her heart broken many times, and I don't think she's in a talking mood right now.
No.
No, not really. I mean, do you know her? Do you know of her? Her name is Hannah, and it's quite interesting. Apparently, she was betrayed by a suitor of some sort. So that's broken heart number one. And then there's supposed to be another suitor, Rodrigo, who was supposed to, well, pick up the pieces. But that didn't happen either. Very interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Do you know of a story like this, by any chance?
And
Or have...
he's silent to that.
Oh. Well, your silence means either one or two things. Either you don't. Well, you were very talkative beforehand, so your silence is very telling. Hit a nerve, have I? The renegade.
You can kind of see in his eyes as like the previous suave, cocky demeanor just kind of drained away. You're just kind of staring daggers into you.
I think I immediately come up close. Just even with the mask, I'm staring daggers back. What's wrong? Where's the suave renegade that I once knew, huh?
He just stares back at you.
They mentioned that there was a particular suitor, or someone related to the suitor, that had something block him at the start, but when they sort of be around with him, he becomes Prince Charming. Goes by the name of Robert. Are you Robert, by any chance?
No.
All right. Well, at least you could talk, that's for sure. But you do know the story, don't you? Or do you know who the woman in red is?
Yes.
So you do know her, and yet you want to go and talk to her. Huh. Well, I don't know about you, Renegade, but if we do want to continue on this game without any lives being lost, yours included, I think it will be best if you tell me everything. I don't know if you know of my reputation, but I am a bit of a fixer. And I even work with even the most, well, suspicious and even with people on sort of the gray areas. But so long as they have good intentions, and so long as the ends justify the means, in a good way, of course. I don't work exactly like the Sparrow, where I apparently kill people. But it's for everyone's interest to survive. So if you have something to say, or if you have something that is probably will help us in the situation, I think that would be for the best. So I'll ask again. You know of this story that I am talking about, right?
Now, you will see, like, you know, his like demeanor. He's still kind of staring at you. You see his fist is kind of shaking by his side. But I'll come back to you in a second.
Punch me, I dare you.
What would you like to do?
Yes, I've decided to just be a little bit more direct than I have been being. So, well, at least with what I last tried, and I'll say, I'm sorry. I just keep coming back to what you mentioned earlier about, and I am trying to remember what her phrasing was. What she said, like that they couldn't do anything to each other or something like that. With the rules. What did she say?
Oh yes, that
Something about violence or
couldn't
something.
act on emotions,
Okay.
out of anger or frustration.
Right. Yeah. So, so I'll say, I can't, help but come back to that, and it just seems, especially because you just said you get along so well, it seems odd to expect that of, a group of friends, unless it has something to do with the other people in the room.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't imagine that any of you would cause anyone to feel anger or frustration or anything like that.
Never. I think I will. At this point, I will go what we were saying before about if only we could like the temptation to be meta and combine what our characters would know. I will actually say Mungo is going to attempt to find both Logan and Vinny, and we can say this like happens after whatever their next things that they're gonna, because I know they're both trying to talk to Woman in Red. So, but he is going to look for them and try to sort of do a little huddle to compare notes, basically.
Great. So, Mungo, you go to look for Logan and Vinny, and you would see, of course, Logan heading up to speak with the Woman in Red, along with Leonardo. You also would see that Vinny has kind of peeled off a little bit with the Renegade, and the two of them are speaking, and it seems to be kind of a tense situation here. Now, in this moment, as in a way y'all are kind of converging. I mean, Vinny, you're kind of facing away from the situation. I will tell you that in this case, maybe Vinny. I mean, you've got the upper hand on the Renegade. But both Logan and Mungo would see that, like, the balled up fist, every now and then, the eyes kind of dart to the side. And he starts to try to dash past Vinny. Logan and Mungo would see this. I'm going to go to Vinny first, then I'll go to Logan, then I'll go to Mungo as far as, like, what would you try to do? Because he's actively trying to, like, force his way past you.
Okay. So if he forces himself past me, he'll go directly to the Woman in Red? Or is just trying to get away from me? Just
directly to the Woman in Red.
So I think in that moment, if he tries to dash across of me, I think I would try to catch up with him, just in that. But I think I just like whisper in his ear. I sort of do that in a whisper in his ear. Just be like, so you're not going to tell me then? Okay, then I'm going to get the answers myself, also to the Woman in Red. We could both get answers together.
Okay.
And see how he reacts.
Okay. I'll tell you that he still looks very, very determined. Now, Logan, what would you do in that split second?
Have I reached the Woman in Red yet or not yet?
I would say, like, you're right in front of her right now. And she's, like, turned to look at you, but then the sound, like, someone's suddenly starting to dash when everyone else has been standing still for a moment. And it's pretty loud. You can kind of feel that presence shift. And you would see, it's like he's coming straight at her.
I'm going to say something to her. Look at Leonardo. That's who stopped me, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to say something to her, give a look to Leonardo, and then kind of turn around to kind of interpose myself.
Okay, you want to try to get in between?
Yeah, I mean, I guess being right in front of her means that no matter what, I'm in between.
Oh no, you're
Like-
you're on the opposite side.
Oh,
So
right.
like she's in between you and where Renegade is coming from.
Yeah, then yes, I will kind of go around. So what I'm going to say, so I look at her, and I think that was the intent anyways. That's what I was going to say before I noticed. So I imagine I noticed this happening almost mid-sentence. So I go up to her and I say, in lover's quarrel, I need a name. Leave behind the one you blame. It sounds like you've got a decision to make. And then I see the renegade rushing. I look at Leonardo as if to say, like, this is what you've been wanting to do all night. And then, yeah, I'm just going to sidestep around. And I'm going to interpose myself between the renegade and the woman in red, and I'm going to preemptively use a scene cue.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going, because I can't think of a better time to use this one. I'm going to use unflappable. Your years of working with different employers means that you've endured a fair share of tantrums and threats. Though through your experience, you know how to keep your cool and stand your ground. You cannot be intimidated. So I'm going to put myself in between the woman in red and the renegade, and pretty much be like, I'm not moving.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Mungo, what would you be doing in that moment?
Yeah, I'm pretty startled. I've just, I've sort of been like, okay, let me collect my friends and see what their impressions are. So, like, I was not, I was aware of the woman in the red dress and that she was attracting attention. I wasn't aware of whatever was going on with the renegade. So I'm just confused. So I see someone start to rush at me. I just step out of the way. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get it. I'm watching, but I'm not getting involved more directly than that.
I will say this, since you're a little bit farther back, I mean, you do see Logan moving in between. You see woman in red. You see Vinny with Renegade. You would also feel the Wanted start to dash forward.
Oh.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll step a little closer to the Wanted then, because I'm curious. Yeah.
Oh.
And you can feel murderous intent from him. You see, like, his right hand is balled up into a fist, and he's moving forward. And it's like with every step, like you've seen he's got a pretty impressive frame, but you can see that like there are veins on his neck that are starting to like kind of pulsate a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking at my scene cues because I'm like, do I have another way of getting out of this aside from Yeah, I will. You know what? I am just going to attempt to jump in front of the Wanted at this point. Yeah, this is the Wanted. Yeah, and say, sorry, is there a problem here? And I'm also Like again, Munga's very tall, but he is
Yeah.
slight, so he is sort of cowering a little bit.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna play out. Vinny,
Mm-hmm.
you're alongside the Renegade. The Renegade is moving forward. You do see Logan spring into action. So at this point, like you're neck and neck with the Renegade. Logan is in between. Leonardo comes whirling around to stop the Renegade.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does, he ends up shoving him towards you.
Okay.
What do you do?
I dodge out of the way.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I dodge out of the way. Or maybe. Yeah, no, I would probably dodge out of the way because it's a pretty big force. I don't think I could catch him.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And as he shoves, you're able to very deftly, like you saw this coming.
Mhm.
You see the Renegade like slam against the wall of the train.
Mhm.
Now, Logan, I mean, of course, you saw Leonardo do his thing, and you felt how strong his hand is.
So glad it wasn't me.
Right, you would hear the woman in red behind you say, "What's going on?" And you would notice that the Renegade's mask has fallen off. And she says, I thought you were dead, Rodrigo. And
Yep.
I knew I should have said the other name.
Mongo,
It wasn't Robert.
as you get in between, you feel like quite the force, but you're battling against it. I want you to roll one dice. You got a 50-50. 4 to 6, you win.
4 to 6, I win. Let's go.
But what is
Alright.
it?
Oh, this is
Not
Mungo.
kidding.
This is Mungo.
Oh, Mungo, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume I win. I got a 4. That's
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yes, that's in
Great.
the-
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
right.
he's so focused on
Mhm.
whatever he's focused on that when you move in between, I mean, Mungo, like you're not necessarily the most graceful, but you are able to tie him up a little bit,
Mhm.
and he slams to the ground with a thud, and his mask slides off, and y'all hear the voice say, Robert?
The name's wrong.
Do it.
And with that, that is the end of our session. We'll see what happens next time. Y'all have been amazing. Thank you so much for playing. And we'll see y'all
So that's
If
what
y'all-
that feels like.
figure this out. I have so much faith in y'all, but y'all are incredible. Oh my gosh. So before we wrap up, I'm sorry I've gone over a few minutes. Thank y'all so much for your patience. Y'all are incredible. My audience, y'all have been so wonderful. Thank y'all for chilling with us. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share with y'all what's next, what the possibilities are. We'll see. As always, a big thanks to Junebug Joe for the incredible art that you see of the characters, as well as of the other NPCs, as well as a big thanks to Fleur and Chelsea of the Wanderer's Tome for creating such a delightful game, and of course, for me, a big thanks to our players here, who, I mean, y'all are all stars, and it just pleases me so much that I get the chance to share the table with y'all. So before we adjourn, I just want a little just a little who you are, who you've been this evening, and where people can find you if you so desire. We'll start things off with Henry with
Yeah.
Logan on deck. Take it away, Henry.
Hi, I'm Henry, and I played Vinny Vulpes, the well-to-do, the fixer / consultant, and I have no idea exactly how to fix this situation because, my goodness, we gotten ourselves into a pickle.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Henry. Let's go over to Logan with Kaylee, or Liam, sorry. Go over to Liam with Kaylee on deck.
Hey guys, my name's Logan and I've been played by Liam. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder why there isn't 2 handcuffs. Because it feels like there's probably 2 people that needs to be left behind on this situation. But yes, I also am Liam, and I've really enjoyed this game. Big thanks to Noel and Tigri for throwing so much love my way this session. And I've made a note, Matt, you cannot forget, I have 1 reroll that has been banked.
Yes.
I will be utilizing that soon, I am certain of it. But other than that, you can find me on A Geek of One's Own, which is my channel, which is in chat. I do a whole bunch of TTRPG stuff, and every now and again I also like to throw on some indie video games. So you can find me, if you're in the US, Friday evenings or Tuesday evenings. And that's me. Thank you very much. Thank you, Matt.
Fantastic. Thank you, Liam. Now we'll go over to Kaylee with myself on deck.
Hello, yes, I'm Kaylee. I have been Mungo, aristocrat turned, I guess, couples counselor. It sounds like things are heading in that direction as of, next session. We'll see how well. I mean, Mungo can barely manage his own romantic dilemmas, let alone other people's, so we'll see. So you can find me at mastermindadventures.com, where I work as an adventure specialist, connecting folks who want to play professionally run role-playing games online and in some cases in person with professional game masters. I think that was it. I'll echo all the thanks given above, and also thanks to Matt as always.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. It just warms my heart playing with y'all. Okay, y'all have been so wonderful. I'm going to try to drop a little raid to my friends over at Lost Caravan, who I've had the pleasure to play with on so many occasions. They've been absolutely delightful. So I hope y'all will stick around for that so we can drop some hype in the chat. But oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what happens next, how the players deal with what happens next. It's gonna be a good time. So I hope I will catch all of y'all there. Y'all have been so wonderful. And as always, wherever you are, whenever it happens to be, I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Until next time, stay safe and take care. Bye!
Bye-bye.